Hi, Attorney Chris Rack, Traffic Law Guys here. In this video, I'm talking about driving on a suspended license. And it's been a few years since we made one of these videos, and some laws have changed on driving on a suspended license. So I want to cover a couple reasons you could get it, and then how to address a ticket like that, and what are some possible consequences if you end up with the conviction. So first, how do you get it? It used to only be in Arizona that you had criminal driving on a suspended license charge. And since 2019, we have two different types now. We have a civil driving on a suspended license, and we have a criminal driving on a suspended license. You can be charged with civil driving on a suspended license if your license is suspended for non-payment of a fine or failing to show up for a criminal court date. If your license is suspended for one of those reasons, it's civil. And then if you get your license reinstated, you should be able to get that civil driving on a suspended license charge dismissed. Now, for everything else, if your license is suspended for any other reason and you get pulled over driving, that's the criminal driving on a suspended license. Either way, the best approach to dealing with one of these tickets is to get your license reinstated if at all possible. If there's any way to get your license reinstated, that's going to go a long way towards getting a positive resolution. With a criminal driving on a suspended license charge, you're trying to get it reduced down to a civil, perhaps, or with the civil, you're trying to get it dismissed. And again, this is going to vary a lot between courts and prosecutors and prosecuting agencies on how they handle these things, but in our experience, getting that license reinstated goes a long way towards getting that positive outcome. If you're not sure why your license is suspended, go ahead and get a copy of your driving history from whatever state holds your license, and that'll be a good starting point. What are some possible consequences here? For the civil driving on a suspended license, it's just going to be a fine. It's not a moving violation, no points or anything like that, so really not too big a deal. On the criminal side, still not a moving violation, no points, so it's not going to jam up your license, but it is technically a criminal charge. It's a Class 1 misdemeanor, actually the same as a DUI, but there's no mandatory fine, there's no mandatory jail time or anything like that. But being a Class 1 misdemeanor, the maximum penalties under the law are 6 months jail, 3 years probation, and up to a $2,500 fine, plus court fees and surcharges, which can get you close to $5,000. Now, in reality, it's almost never going to be like that. For the average person, the average defendant, your worst case scenario with a driving on a suspended license conviction, a criminal one, is going to be a fine of some sort, $300, $400, $500, and the misdemeanor conviction. It's not going to be any jail time, no probation, again, not going to impact your license. And that's something then that you could try to set aside down the road, or try and have those records sealed. We have some other videos about that to try and clean that up on the backside. And if you have a driving on a suspended license case and need some help, give us a call. We do free consults. Happy to talk it through and see what makes sense.